I'm nervous. That hammer is kind of scary.
Right there.
I said wrestle me, bro. I feel pretty good. Anybody want to fight me? Like, it feels great.
Nice.
That feels real good, actually.
What's going on out there in YouTube land? Today we are here with the man, the myth, the legend, Zion Clark, motivational speaker, wrestler, and now MMA fighter, right?
Soon to be.
Soon to be. He's making the transition over to MMA after a career in wrestling. So we're gonna work on some different things with him today. He's got a little neck tension, his left shoulder's bugging him a little bit, so we're gonna unlock those things. Talk a little bit about his life story. Make sure you guys go check out his YouTube channel. We're gonna link it in the description below, right? So you're posting more content. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and then,
I can't hear out of my, like, this ear.
See, I'm gonna have to do an ear adjustment on that one, right? And he's got a book out, right? Where can they pick that up? Amazon?
You can get the book on Amazon, Indigo, Barnes & Nobles, Target, pretty much any retailer that has books you can buy my book at.
Go check it out. Great read, I hear. I ordered my copy already, so I haven't actually read it yet, but
Yes,
I'm looking
sir.
forward to it. Also has a documentary out as well, correct?
Yes, I have a documentary on Netflix. 2 years ago, it won 2 Emmys. It's been doing very well. It's one of the longest running documentaries, short documentaries on Netflix, up to date. You know, I'm very proud of it.
It's on Netflix. Go check it out. All right, so what do you got going on today? A little neck tension, shoulders bugging you a little bit?
Yeah, my neck is always tight, shoulder is always tight. The left one hurts a lot more. My back sometimes gets tension in the left side.
Okay.
But that's just because when I'm wrestling or grappling, when I pick up the weight, I'm always shooting to either the left, mainly the left is my favorite side.
Okay.
So when I pick up, I put all the pressure on that side and I'm lifting with like my abs, my core, and my back on that side to come up and over. So I feel like that's what is doing that to my back.
Okay, makes sense. Perfect.
I'm nervous. That hammer is kind of scary.
You'll be all right, my man. You'll be all right. All right, so tell us a little bit about like how you got involved in wrestling, and for the folks out here that aren't familiar with your story, what medical condition do you have? And tell us about your journey from, you said you were bullied as a kid to now getting into wrestling and now into MMA. Tell us, I guess I gave you like 6 different questions.
Yeah.
Work us through that.
I got you. First off, I was born with Caudal Regression Syndrome. It's a very rare medical condition. Most kids, when they're born with it, part of their spine will be missing or they'll have a certain birth defect, as in my case, I don't have legs. With wrestling, I was in 2nd grade and my art teacher, his name was Greg Donahue, and he came up to me one day and gave me a wrestling flyer. He's like, "You look like a wrestler." And I had no idea what he's talking about. You know, when you think wrestling, you think WWE as a kid, you know, so I'm thinking like jumping off a rope, slamming people with chairs, climbing a cage. But, you know, I got the flyer and I took it home to my foster mom. Ow. And you know, she took me to the practice, and when I got there, he welcomed me like I belonged there, and everybody treated me like I was just one of them. When I went in there, it felt like my disability didn't exist and I just had a place to call like my own, where I could just have peace of mind. And then, you know, I just kept working on it for years and years, and for years upon years, I got my butt kicked repeatedly. I probably lost most of my matches in my whole career up until the last couple years. By the time I got to Massillon, which is where I'm from, my hometown, the coach there was the identical twin brother of the man that got me into wrestling, which was kind of confusing because, you know, I went in there, I was like, "Hey, Coach Don." He said, "Nice to meet you." And, you know, I'm like, you know me?" And he's like, "No, that's my brother. He was coaching you for all these other years. This is, I'm Gil." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." Mind completely blown.
Interesting.
And couldn't tell the difference. Both 2 great men, both high-level wrestlers. One of them was wrestled on the world team.
Wow.
They taught me pretty much everything that I know in the sport. They kept working with me when no one else did. They'd be the guys to sit after practice with me for an hour and a half to figure out, okay, these moves work on you, these moves don't work on you, these moves work for you, these moves don't work for you. And, you know, especially when I hit high school, my freshman year I lost all my matches. My sophomore year I lost all my matches. My junior year I won 1 match, and then senior year was just the complete opposite. I had trained for 3 months between my junior year and senior year of high school, Monday through Sunday. I'd wrestle 2-3 times a day, 2-3 different practices. I got to work with former Olympian Nate Carr. He was my neighbor, so he would help me on the mats constantly. My other neighbors that lived on the other side of me, they were also high-level wrestlers. My one buddy wrestler at the school I ended up going to, Casey Sparkman. So he was already going to school and wrestling where I wanted to wrestle, so he would help me. And it was just, all these people banded together because they really knew I wanted it, and they really knew that I was willing to put in the hard work. I was willing to give up the blood, sweat, and tears to be an accomplished wrestler. And when senior year came around, I won my first match, and then I won the next 18 matches after that in a row before I lost. And by the time I finished my senior year, I ended up 33-15, ranked in the top 16 in the state of Ohio, beating guys I had no business beating.
And Ohio's a good wrestling state, man.
We're like the #1 state for wrestling.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. You said you barely won matches before that. What do you think it was that made you not quit? Because a lot of people, when they lose a lot of matches, they just give up. They say, "Hey, this isn't for me." It's like that. You ever see that meme where the guy's digging for diamonds and he quits like 2 inches away from it?
Yeah.
It sounds like that's what happened there. What was the motivation that made you dig deep down inside and say, "No, I'm gonna do better at this. I'm going to get this"? Like, what was that? Where do you think that came from?
With wrestling, it wasn't like getting my butt kicked on the mat was not as bad as my home life. Not even close.
Wow.
So I would rather get beat up on the mat every day, get beat up by people I actually like that are helping me work hard and they're trying to teach me lessons and helping me grow, rather than go home to a house that you don't know if you're gonna even have dinner or be able to sleep in your own bed or if you get clean clothes. That's what really kept me on the mat for the most part. Wrestling was like a prolonged practice to keep me from going home, so I didn't have to go home, I could stay at school.
Wow. Get the heart of a champion, man. I think most of us would wilt under that kind of like both home life and social pressure. So you think it's just you were born that way, or is that something you developed over time, that resilience?
Well, growing up through the foster care system, I learned that people can be extremely cruel early on. Wrestling, wrestling gave me that peace of mind to where I could just it's okay if you get beat up because you can try harder again the next time. You get smacked or punched at home, especially by a parent or an older sibling, there's not much you can do about it. And if you tell somebody else, it would just happen again just because you opened your mouth. On the mat, that type of thing doesn't happen.
Right, and you can defend yourself.
You can defend yourself, and you're taught how to defend yourself.
Wow. And so your coaches, obviously you and your coaches are innovating, because if you think about traditional folk style wrestling, there are fundamentals, and those biomechanical fundamentals aren't going to be the same for you as they are for other people. Tell me about the thought process behind, like you said, creating moves and creating takedowns. And on the negative side, it's hard for you guys to come up with new stuff. It takes a certain type of genius. But on the plus side, it's kind of like the other guys don't know how to defend it as well. Is that accurate? And
it's somewhat accurate when it comes to me wrestling able-bodied men or women. When I take a shot on their leg, they're still going to defend it with a whizzer. I don't know if you...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you do.
I grew up wrestling.
Yeah, okay, great. You understand wrestling jargon. But if I take a shot or a single leg, they're still going to defend with a whizzer. Or if I go to attack the head or to pummel inside, they're going to pummel right back and try to get the dominant position. Most of the stuff with wrestling is most of the stuff with wrestling is still the same for me, but for them to take me down, they have to have full control of my back or get me on my back.
Right. They can't grab your ankle if they're on top, right, and drag you forward.
But the thing is...
And your weight distribution is obviously different too. These pythons.
But the thing is with that, with weight distribution and power and leverage, I had to approach it at a different angle as to where I can't just take a shot out front, even if I'm faking to... even if I'm faking to... get the takedown. I would do 100 shots and see, okay, each time I took a shot, what was successful in it and what wasn't. So everything that wasn't, we just threw it away. And everything that was, we just worked on it over and over and over again. And my thing, especially in high school wrestling, was the tilt and Petersons.
Okay.
I would hit them at any given moment just for the fact that once I got the takedown would be the relatively easy part.
Okay.
Because I'd be able to take a shot on the leg and get my shoulder all the way down to the mat and cut the knee and just completely immobilize them so I can climb the body.
Right.
So most high-level guys, once I get on top, they're instantly trying to sit out, or they're trying to Granby roll out,
Sure.
or they're trying to, just simply get away. I always would hit them with a seatbelt grip and then catch them by that ankle on the same side and just throw my butt over my head.
Okay.
And then I would just catch them in a tilt.
Wow.
And I did the same thing from high school all the way through college. I still do it now. And then the Peterson, that is like just a move. That would be one of those moves I would hit that I could only hit it in high tense situations. Whereas in, like, let's say that I'm down a couple points, or a guy's just bearing onto me, or we're stalling out and we both can't score on each other.
Sure.
I would get in on my shot, and the way I hit a Peterson, I would come in, and then as I still have this leg, I'll have a single on this side, take my other arm in on the inside, let go, and as I'm turning, catching the wrist, and then turning back the other way and sitting down.
Wow.
And that's what I would catch a lot of people off guard. I remember I wrestled against Wheeling Jesuit, and it was the round before I was about to make it to state. And this kid, he was ranked like 3rd, 4th in the state. And, he was good. He was beating me by like 3 points towards the end of the match. And, I almost gave up a takedown on the very edge of the mat. And, I caught the leg, like he tried to like circle around, and I literally just stuck an arm out, hoping I would catch something. And just because I caught that, I just needed just my fingers to catch so I could pull up, scoop the leg, and hit him with like get points and back points in the mat, and end up winning the match by like 3 points.
Wow.
Just came back for an insane reversal, and also there was like 10 seconds left, which was
clutch.
Yeah,
that's movie stuff right there.
Yeah, a lot of high stress, man.
So you did freestyle too growing up?
I didn't compete in freestyle growing up, but I trained it a lot, and I actually
I was curious of which you feel like you're better at.
I actually think I'm better at freestyle.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, like a lot better, because a lot of my moves involve like rolling, but folk style I have to like roll and then
hold down
the position.
And bear down. Yeah.
But like I could hit a Peterson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, bro.
Like soon as I like come over, just let you go.
Yeah.
Grand tilts, I can literally just roll through a tilt.
Yeah, I was like, actually, I was thinking freestyle, you'd be even more of a beast. So you feeling it right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do this for me. Bring both arms up all the way.
I'm bow armed on one of my arms.
Okay.
Or both.
Yeah, both. Do you feel any pinching there on the top?
Only in this one.
So a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you feel how this is sticking forward a little bit more right there?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move that back just a tad. So it needs to go to there.
But then, my wrestling career though, man, really kicked off a lot of other things, because that was my main focus. I started getting interviewed by like Fox 8 as a start, and then ESPN, and I would just have my mom talk to them for the most part, because like I didn't want to, like I was one of those kids where like I did not have a loud voice, I did not have a big voice.
Yeah, you're pretty comfortable on the camera now.
Yeah, like very comfortable, but
been doing public speaking, we could tell.
Yeah. Back then it was like, all right, please leave me alone.
Right.
Like I just got decent at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I want to get a lot better.
Yeah.
Please, like, just let me focus.
Right.
With my success at Kent State is what started my speaking career.
Okay.
I was in class, and the athletic director knocked on the door. Is like, I need to pull Zion out. Like, it's very important. We need to talk right now.
Yeah.
My first thought was, wow, if I get in trouble, what did I do?
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking.
Like,
what did I do now?
Like, did somebody see us doing something we weren't supposed to? I have no idea. He sits these big stack of papers down in his office in front of me, which really made my heart sink. I was about to be like, start apologizing, like, I'm so sorry, don't kick me out of school. It was about 200 letters from the school in Cuyahoga Falls. So you know where Akron, Ohio is? Like Brian is from. So Cuyahoga Falls is like part of Akron, but like
suburb.
Yeah, like a suburb. This school was filled with all these kids were from Syria during the
Syrian Civil
conflict.
War.
Yeah, that was going on out there. A lot of parents had sent their children to the States to,
So refugees were going there?
Yeah, but a lot of parents couldn't come with their kids, so they were just being sent to the U.S.
Wow.
And they had seen my documentary. And man, they poured their hearts out to me. Every kid wrote me a letter and drew me a picture. Wow. And I missed the rest of my class.
Goosebumps,
I was
man.
just sitting there.
That's what the stack of papers was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, dude, this stack of papers was like this big.
Imagine having that much of an impact on people's lives, man.
Like,
one of these days I'm going to catch up to you.
And these kids, man, they're all like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, like real real young. And so, you know, the next thing I did after I read all of them, I was like, what can I do for these kids?
Right.
I was a broke college student, you know, like what?
It's not like you have money to like send them stuff or anything.
Yeah, so I was like, what can I do?
Sure.
He was like, let me talk to Kent State and like let's talk to the dean and everybody and see like if we can make something happen, because this seems like it's a really special thing.
Right.
They said that I could come speak, and I told them to keep it as a surprise for the kids and don't tell them I'm coming.
Wow.
And, you know, so they got them all in the gym. So they're all in the gym. And a couple days before that, I had these shirts made. This one little girl had made a shirt that said, Beat Zion. And she had like made it in the Kent State colors, blue and gold. It was really cool. BSN Sports helped me out with it. And when I went in there, man, all their faces lit up.
Wow.
Like just
That's
like
awesome.
Instantaneously, just like every single one of them.
Goosebumps.
And I didn't even know what to say. Like I had never spoken before. I was in a speaking class at the time.
Oh, like in college, you mean?
Yeah, like I was
like
like trying to learn how to like speak to people better. Like I was all right with it, but I wasn't nothing crazy. I ended up passing that class with an A, by the way. But
I got a D in public speaking my freshman year, so
but
I made it up. Summer school.
These kids, they really moved me to the point where, like, you know, I was speaking to them. I'll give them the best of my knowledge. It's just like simple things to these kids to motivate them to really work hard.
Yeah.
And middle of it, Fox 8 News showed up, which kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't really into all that at the time. So I just like, I saw it and I just kept it going because like these kids, like didn't matter who was there and who was watching. All that mattered was me and these kids.
Right.
And man, I ended up talking to every single one of them. Like,
that's beautiful.
I like school was almost like over and I was still talking to these kids. That kicked off my career. After that, I started getting hit up for different speaking gigs and it was cool, you know?
So in actuality, you were way more talented at that than you thought you were. You were just kind of holding yourself back, really,
yeah,
right?
like it just I feel like something just had to bring it out.
Okay. You actually have the talent. It was your own insecurity that made you not want to do it. And then those kids brought it out of you and then you realized you had the gift.
Yeah, and
that's so dope.
The thing about it was like I was scared on how it was gonna make me feel too.
Sure.
Like speaking out there, all those eyes on me.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, especially when it comes to kids, there's nothing better than the feeling that you made a kid's day.
Facts.
You made them happy, you made them smile, you know?
That's awesome. Bro, let's just end this now. Like, I can't keep going. I'm going to start crying. Let's fix your shoulder, though, actually, first. Let it really relax. There it goes. Let it drop. And a little bit more. And then turn your palm forward. And keep dropping it. Good.
I definitely felt different.
Felt the slide?
Yeah. So does this mean I'll get more action on my punches?
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
So raise that arm up again, then.
Oh, why does that? It feels good.
Less pinched on the front now?
Dude, I can hardly feel it.
Nice.
Like I definitely I do feel it, but it's not like to where like every time I do it, I almost flinch, you know?
Okay, perfect. Reach your hand straight back that way for me. There. Go ahead and reach back with it. And keep reaching. Keep reaching a little bit more. A little bit more. Good. Okay. Now raise it up again.
So weird.
That's better?
Yeah, it's like I didn't know that my body could move like with me not doing it manually.
There you go. Didn't realize how jammed it was, huh?
Yeah. My shoulders are starting to feel like super loose.
There we go.
It's like I got an oil change.
There we go. Go ahead and put your hand on your hip like that. So when I tell you, go ahead and start pulling that elbow back. Pull, pull, pull. Okay, you want to relax it there? I'm going to bring it to here. Relax your arm.
Yep.
I'm going to get you right there. Ah! New jiu-jitsu move. So tell us about how you got an MMA. Was that just a natural transition out of wrestling, or?
So do you know who Joey Davis is?
Just want to punch people now? Yeah, I know who Joey Davis is, yeah.
So he kind of showed up at my house when I was at Kent.
Okay.
Like by random, and he wanted to be my friend. So we ended up hanging out because he was actually in Ohio. Like he was actually just getting ready to leave Ohio, and you know I was getting a big name, and like everybody knew who Joey Davis was now.
Sure.
Like 133 and up.
Yeah.
You know, so he showed up, and him and his dad like popped up and got food with me and my roommates, and you know they invited me out to Los Angeles, and the crazy thing was after they invited me, you know, like Joey flew back to Inglewood, Compton, and then like kid you not, like 2-3 weeks later, I get a call from the manager of the Ellen DeGeneres show. I get a call from the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I ignored it at first because I thought it was fake.
Gotcha.
Because it was like the email, and I just disregarded. So then they emailed.
You're like, okay, let me go ahead and send some money to the Nigerian prince at the same time, right? Sure, Ellen.
So I sent it to my manager, and then he called me. He's like, you better call them back right now. And then, kid you not, a couple days later, I was in Hollywood with my mom, and Ellen was awesome. She gave her a car. I got to talk about my story. Then the next day, I'm with Joey, and then I go meet AJ McKee, Antonio McKee, everybody, Baby Slice, Kimbo Slice Jr., Moose, everybody at the Team Body Shop. And the first thing I did, I walked like right up in there because I knew who AJ was. I said, hey, bro, wrestle me. And like he was undefeated. I mean, he's the world champion now.
Right. He's a beast.
Like this was just a couple years ago. I said, wrestle me, bro. And you know, I was wearing jeans and a nice shirt. I gave my mom my watch and my sunglasses.
He's about that action, folks.
And, you know, me and AJ got to it.
Yeah.
And I took him down. And then, like, just like that, man, I created a bond with Team Body Shop.
Okay.
And Coach Antonio invited me into the gym.
Nice.
And offered to work with me to help me get into MMA, get into jiu-jitsu, and all that, you know?
That's awesome. Now you can take a nap. Let's go hands by your sides there.
The last time I had my back worked on, the dude had to really work into my back because I guess he said that like my muscles were too knotted up.
Dude, you're all muscle. Bring it right there. Big deep breath and blow it all the way out. Perfect.
Ooh, I felt like I was like a little bag of Pop Rocks.
A little bag of Pop Rocks. Tremendous. That feels pretty good there. Right in that spot?
Yeah.
Hands a little tender?
Yeah.
Okay, take that hand and reach down towards the bottom of the table. And then reach down. And back up. And down. And back up. So who's your favorite fighter growing up?
Ooh, my favorite fighter growing up?
Not now that you know fighters. Before you do fighters, because it's going to be a biased answer now.
Well, I've seriously though, I've always been a fan of Anderson Silva since I was younger.
Awesome.
Just for the fact that, like, I swear, man, like I hope he sees this because he's gonna love what I'm about to say. So this man, he seemed to me to be like the type of fighter that definitely did not look in shape, but would knock you out anyways.
Yeah.
You know, like
he wasn't.
He never looked like how like.
It was built like you.
Yeah, like he just looked like the most calm and happy guy, and then boom, like. What's good?
Yeah.
Like
head movement.
Yeah, like just ridiculously savage.
Yeah. Have you met him?
Yeah, I actually got to work with him 2 summers ago.
Okay, nice.
I'm actually really close with
now, right?
his sons and stuff. Now, actually, I just ran into his brother in San Diego.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Small state.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, not really, but lay on your back for me.
This, you know, Anderson, I have the utmost respect for him and what he's doing, opening his gym, Spider Kick.
Yeah.
I know he's always going to be one of my favorite fighters, and now that I got to meet him, he's probably one of the funniest people I've met.
Really?
Oh, dude, he's hilarious.
Okay, let's get this top edge.
Ooh.
Bring it right there. Drop your right shoulder down.
Oh my god.
That was crunchy.
Dude. Know what that sounded like? You ever take bubble wrap and just crumple it in your hands as fast as you can?
Of course. Have to.
It was like I don't know why this is making me laugh.
Wasn't expecting all that, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just wasn't used to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Like just the feeling that like feels like my neck's about to pop off my head is different.
That's how people feel when you got a head of their necks. You got a hold of their necks, man.
Yeah, but I don't care.
I care.
Yeah, I guess you have to be the one to fix them.
You know, exactly. After you're jacking everybody up, cranking on their necks. All right, bring it right here. Drop your left shoulder and relax it now. And bring it. Perfect.
Oh, man.
How'd that feel?
Actually, I feel pretty good. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and sit your back up.
Yep.
Move your neck around, see how that is?
Feels a lot better. My neck's been real stiff.
Yeah.
last, I don't know, couple weeks. Because I've been training a lot.
Yeah.
Striking, wrestling, grappling.
A lot more components than just wrestling, right?
Oh, dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I found out that I have really good ground and pound game.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like really good ground
You're
and
so
pound
strong, you anchor in real tight on one side. And you have long limbs too.
game. Yeah, I have like a 6'5" arm span.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. that angle, that's like that
Dude,
John
it's
Jones.
like-
That's that John Jones arm coming down around
That's
the
what I'm
corner.
saying. I like doing the question mark punches. So like, you act like you're gonna do a hook. I've been working on it for a few
Yeah.
weeks, and I finally
Question
hit
mark
one
punch.
the other. Dude, Adesanya does it. So I tried. I was like, just
yeah.
trying my luck with it.
Yeah.
And every
Catching
like,
people?
dude, every time, because you literally fake for. It's like you're gonna hit an uppercut.
Okay.
But it's like,
And then come over the top and catch
yeah.
him.
So like, every time, and it's like you're not really losing much power either,
Right.
because you know you're coming down.
Right. You turn it.
Yeah, because it looks like you're kind of faking them into thinking you're reloading.
Sure.
Like you're loading it up, but
Like you thought twice about it.
yeah,
you
but
catch over the
instead of
top?
going,
Whew.
yeah,
I don't want the smoke.
dude, it's just, I think that is a pretty punch.
Yeah, yeah. So MMA, you finding more creativity? Is that what?
Yeah, like plus with MMA, you can just try shit.
Yeah.
Say that I'm going against you, and I know for a fact you're definitely better than me.
Right.
I'm just gonna try something. I'm not gonna come at you crazy like
Right.
I have no sense, but I'm gonna try things that I wouldn't normally try in a match.
Right.
That,
And you learn.
Yeah. So if you punch me in the mouth and I almost pass out, okay, I'm gonna know not to do that, and I'm gonna go to something else. I wrestle, MMA,
Sure.
track and field.
What about arm wrestling, bro? You haven't got an arm wrestling?
I
No?
feel like my joints like it,
Okay.
like my elbows. I don't think it's good.
You've
for
done
me.
it?
I'll go up against dudes with like the size of your arms or bigger, and then only thing that helps me survive is just stamina. Just lock it up and just sit there. Obviously, I'm not gonna overpower them, but
Right.
in my head, you're gonna.
Wait, are you saying I have big arms?
I think so. Actually.
Ah, what's up? What's up? I thought if you say all like guys with your size arms, it's like
No, that's not how I took it.
not that I'm insecure about my arm size or anything. Relax it. There you go. Perfect.
That's like that's a little scary.
There.
I've never had that done in my hands before.
Today's the day.
Yeah, that's
So
different.
take your arm. You're gonna go in and out like that.
Yep.
I'm gonna hook you right there, and then keep doing that motion. Feel that one in your soul?
Yeah.
Deep down inside. Deep down inside, let it ride. And a few more there.
Yeah, it's getting better as time passes.
Starting to loosen. There we go. So what's next on the horizon for you? You know, obviously you've been doing media stuff, you're training MMA. Like it seems like you have your eyes on a lot of different things.
To have a better professional track season than I did this past year.
Okay.
I mean, this past year I set personal records and all that, what I wanted to do, but I still didn't make the U.S. team. I was extremely close, finished 4th in the country. Only like barely over a second behind like first place, and I got 4th. So everybody was practically like right next to each other.
So move this arm the same way as the other arm.
Yeah, everybody was practically right next to each other at the Paralympic trials in Minneapolis. It's actually really cool. It was covered on live television. Practically my whole hometown tuned in and watched me race. It was pretty cool, but you know, I gotta have a better season next year. Next year's the World Championships, and I'm training with the head coach of Team USA Track and Field when he comes back. He trains this man, his name's Eric Hightower, who I call my rival.
High towers are usually rivals. You gotta be careful with those high towers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm going to beat this man. You know, he's a vet. I've only been in this for 5 years. And I'm not being cocky when I say this, but I feel like I have the ability to be a lot faster from just what I've done the last couple years, from going from training 2 months and 4-time state placer to a national champ, junior national record holder. For a second, I tied the American record before it got broken again. Like, I have accomplishments that show proof that I can definitely be the top dog.
I like it.
You know what I mean? And each year it's like I get closer and closer to the bone, you know?
Yeah.
So I think I was hoping it'd be this year, but I was too close for comfort this year, which kind of upsets me, you know, like being as close as I was.
Yeah.
So like next year I can't just be that close. I have to
Gotta get it.
Yeah.
I like it. My man's a true competitor. Scoot back towards me a little bit. So you're an athlete. What are your thoughts on the Sha'Carri situation? You know, I know they had like the cannabis sponsorship on the TV, and I'm like, nobody thinks this is hypocritical that we pulled our fastest woman for THC?
Yeah, I saw that.
Especially you live in California where it's completely legal, and Oregon too. I got you. Oh, there we go.
But yeah, I don't understand that. With marijuana starting to get legalized, it's not a drug that's gonna enhance your performance.
It's not gonna make you faster.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like that is exactly what it's not gonna do. And there's a lot of athletes
slower out of the blocks. Like, oh wait, I was supposed to run.
Well, there are a lot of athletes that you'll see that are starting to come out as like, say like, hey, I smoke pot and all this and that. And I guess it's just depending on what state you're in and what the athletic regulation is for that. Because I know some organizations out here in California, if you test positive for marijuana, you won't get penalized for it. But then if you still go to like Ohio and you test for it, you'll get penalized for it.
Because I think there's two different discussions to be had, right? Where there's one where it's an unscientific legal one, where we still have it as a Schedule 1 federally, which would indicate no medical usage, high potential for addiction and abuse, which none of those things are true. So that's unscientific. And then there's also the performance enhancing, which again, the science would say it's not going to enhance your performance. And I literally heard the athletic commission one time say being on marijuana would make you more impervious to pain, therefore giving a fighter an advantage. And I'm like, bro, like any advantage that you might confer from that, which you could say ibuprofen does the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Your reaction time slowing down would be significantly worse for you than like hurting a little less. And anybody who's actually been in a fight, the adrenaline dump is so much stronger than THC could ever be.
Yeah, dude, like when you're really like when someone's really like trying to put you down, if you don't have adrenaline, you're just gonna lose. Yeah. Because adrenaline is what helps like ease the pain. Yeah, yeah. Because dude, there have been times where like I've really been just hit hard. Like knee in the face, hard, knee in the stomach, hard, like shots that like rattle your insides, you know? Like you said, that adrenaline dump. When you're just going, you feel it, but only for that split second, you just keep it going. Right. So the statement that they're making with marijuana is completely invalid.
Right, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. All right, we got, so tell them where they can find you. Instagram, you're on TikTok, what else you got?
Instagram, Big Z. Well, Instagram is big_Z_2020. I'm having troubles changing it. My YouTube is just look up Zion Clark. Facebook, Zion Clark. TikTok is Zion No Excuses. And then if you want to get my book too, you could just go on to the link on my bio on my Instagram, and it'll send you directly to where you can buy the book, the links to the different sites and retailers, and you can go from there.
And we'll stick that down in the description too. I'll stick his YouTube and his book down there, so I'll even shortcut it for you guys even more, for sure.
Awesome.
Want to get down and move around, see how that feels?
I feel pretty good. Anybody want to fight me?
Shoulders feel better?
Dude, it was mainly like this left shoulder, and it feels like it feels great.
Nice.
Yeah, that feels real good actually. Nice. Thank you so much.
Neck feels good too?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes I need that, you know, for people to perform at the high level that we all do, you know, we need to have that body care and like keep up with just how you keep a car running nice. You have to take care of it.
100%. Beautiful.
Longevity.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't hurt doing it on this side, but like coming in on this side with just like quick, super like hard pinch.
Yeah. So that's better.
So I would literally like lately I've just been like kind of just throwing the straight punch.
Right, you push with it.
Lead with the left, and then attack with the right. But I couldn't switch it up because every time I'd be like So it feels better. Yeah. But no, this is great. I can start like hitting on my stuff again. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. It's just like. So nice. Yeah, what do I do about like keeping my traps a lot looser?
I would just have somebody use a massage gun on there, or even the roller stick.
Don't pass out. Don't pass out for real.